They tell you history is written by the victors, but what if history was instead written by fire and ash, preserving a moment of utter terror for all eternity? Imagine a bustling city, alive with the shouts of merchants, the clatter of carts on cobblestones, the murmur of conversations in sun-drenched courtyards. A city where life moved at a rhythm both familiar and distinctly ancient. This was Pompeii, a jewel of the Roman Empire, perched on the Bay of Naples, seemingly blessed by the gods. But beneath its vibrant surface, a monstrous secret simmered, a ticking time bomb, waiting to explode. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on this extraordinary city, not just to marvel at its grandeur, but to witness its sudden, brutal end, and how that destruction, paradoxically, gifted us the clearest window into an ancient world that history has ever known. Prepare to journey back in time to a civilization perfectly preserved, waiting for us to uncover its secrets, its dreams, and its final, desperate moments. Pompeii wasn't just any Roman city. It was a snapshot, perfectly frozen in time, thanks to one of the most catastrophic natural disasters humanity has ever faced. For centuries, this thriving port town and popular resort destination had enjoyed prosperity, building grand villas, bustling markets, and public spaces that hummed with daily life. People went about their routines blissfully unaware that the very earth beneath them was about to unleash hell. They lived, they loved, they worked, they dreamed, just like us, but their story took a tragic turn that would cement their legacy forever. On a seemingly ordinary summer day in 79 AD, Mount Vesuvius, a mountain locals probably thought was just a big hill, awoke with a fury that defied imagination. It was an eruption that would not only destroy a city, but also immortalize it, offering an unparalleled glimpse into the daily life of the ancient world, preserved for centuries beneath volcanic ash and pumice. Pompeii stands as a remarkable historical time capsule, providing a wealth of information on Roman society, art, and architecture, while also starkly illustrating the devastating power of nature. The catastrophic eruption of 79 AD didn't just destroy a city, it performed an incredible, albeit horrifying act of preservation. The story for Pompeii truly begins with its end. For hundreds of years before that fateful day, Vesuvius had been silent, its true nature forgotten by generations. Sure, there had been earthquakes, like the really big one in 62 AD that badly damaged the city and left many still rebuilding, but these were seen as mere inconveniences, not omens of total annihilation. On August 24th, or perhaps October 24th, 79 AD, depending on recent archaeological discoveries, Vesuvius didn't just erupt, it exploded. Around 1 in the afternoon, with little warning, a massive column of ash, pumice, and rock shot miles into the sky, blotting out the sun and plunging the city into an unnatural twilight. It must have looked like the end of the world. Imagine the fear, the confusion. People didn't know what was happening. This wasn't just a big fire. It was the sky raining down stones and choking dust. For several hours, pumice and ash rained down, accumulating rapidly. Many residents, thinking they could wait it out, stayed indoors, perhaps taking shelter from the strange, burning snow falling from above. Others tried to flee, clutching their most precious belongings, their children. But escape was far from easy, as roads quickly became clogged with debris and panicked crowds. The air became thick, unbreathable, filled with fine volcanic ash that irritated lungs and stung eyes. Buildings began to groan and collapse under the sheer weight of the falling material. It was a terrifying, suffocating nightmare unfolding in slow motion. Then came the real horror, the pyroclastic flows. These weren't slow-moving lava that you could outrun. Vesuvius unleashed torrents of superheated currents of gas, ash, and volcanic rock racing down the mountain's slopes at hundreds of miles per hour, with temperatures reaching well over 700 degrees Fahrenheit. When these flows hit Pompeii, it wasn't just destruction. It was instant incineration. Anything living in their path was vaporized or flash-baked, their bodies instantly stiffened, leaving behind only the void where they once stood. This is what made Pompeii's fate distinct from its neighbor Herculaneum, which was hit by an even thicker, faster series of these flows, instantly entombing its victims in superheated mud, preserving organic material in an almost miraculous way. For Pompeii, the continuous ashfall buried the city layer by layer, sealing it away, ensuring its remarkable preservation not just of buildings, but of the very air in rooms, the food on tables, and the terrified gestures of its inhabitants. Pompeii suffered a violent and widespread annihilation, but one that left behind an almost perfect ghost town. For almost 1,700 years, Pompeii lay buried, a forgotten legend. It wasn't until the 18th century that its story began to surface again. Imagine stumbling upon an entire city perfectly preserved beneath layers of earth. That's exactly what happened. Casual discoveries, like farmers digging wells or architects planning water channels, would occasionally unearth ancient artifacts, but nobody really understood the scale of what lay beneath their feet. Formal excavation efforts began around 1758, initially driven by treasure hunters looking for valuable statues and frescoes to adorn royal palaces. But as the digging continued, as more and more of the city's meticulously planned urban center began to emerge from its dusty tomb, the true scientific and historical significance became impossible to ignore. Unveiling the ancient city took centuries, but every shovel of ash brought a new discovery. What they slowly unveiled was nothing short of astonishing. Pompeii was a thriving, bustling metropolis, neatly laid out with paved streets, sidewalks, and even street numbers etched into stone. It was a place designed for both commerce and pleasure. Streets were lined with shops of all kinds, bakeries with their grinding stones and ovens, fullers cleaning clothes, taverns serving wine and hot food, even discreet brothels with their artistic signs. You could walk along these ancient streets and almost hear the echoes of ancient Romans going about their day. This wasn't just a collection of buildings, it was a living, breathing economy, supported by a vibrant social scene. The infrastructure was surprisingly advanced. The city boasted an intricate water system, with lead pipes carrying fresh water from distant springs to public fountains scattered throughout the city, as well as to private homes for those who could afford it. Elaborate bathhouses, like the Stabian baths, were not just places to get clean, they were social hubs, complete with hot, warm, and cold pools, exercise yards, and even libraries. Imagine spending an afternoon there, gossiping with friends, discussing politics, or simply relaxing after a long day. And the grandeur, grand villas belonging to the city's elite were masterpieces of Roman architecture. Their walls were adorned with stunning frescoes, vibrant paintings depicting mythological scenes, landscapes, and daily life, all rendered with incredible detail and color. that still captivate us today. The House of the Vetii, for instance, offers a breathtaking display of these ancient artworks, their colors still vivid after 2 millennia. The city also featured impressive public buildings, like the Forum, the heart of political, religious, and commercial life, surrounded by temples, basilicas, and municipal offices. And for entertainment, there was a magnificent amphitheater capable of seating thousands, where gladiatorial contests and public spectacles would thrill the crowds. Then there was the smaller, more intimate Odeon, a covered theater perfect for musical performances and plays. Pompeii had it all, a testament to Roman ingenuity and desire for comfort and entertainment. But beyond the grand structures and public amenities, the remarkable preservation of Pompeii allows us an unparalleled understanding of ordinary lives. It's not just about emperors and generals. It's about the baker, the weaver, the innkeeper, the ordinary family. We find evidence of their existence everywhere. Archaeologists have discovered an incredible array of household objects. Furniture, like beds and tables, now carbonized but still recognizable. Pottery of all shapes and sizes, from delicate serving dishes to rough amphorae for wine and oil. Cooking utensils, oil lamps, jewelry, coins. It's like someone just pressed the pause button on their lives, leaving everything exactly as it was. Perhaps the most poignant and haunting discoveries are the plaster casts made from voids of the deceased. These aren't actual mummified bodies. Instead, when the pyroclastic flows engulfed the city, they often left victims in their final agonized moments, their bodies rapidly covered and entombed by layers of ash. As centuries passed, the bodies themselves decomposed within the ash, but the ash around them hardened, creating perfect, hollow molds. In the 19th century, an archaeologist named Giuseppe Fiorelli pioneered a technique. He poured plaster into these voids. The result? Haunting, incredibly detailed casts of men, women, children, even animals, forever captured in their final, desperate poses. You see their expressions of terror, their hands covering their mouths, a child clinging to their mother. It's a direct, visceral connection to their suffering, a powerful reminder of the human cost of that day. These casts aren't just artifacts, they are silent screams from the past, providing a poignant and haunting record of victims' final moments. The commercial heart of Pompeii is also remarkably evident. Beyond the grand buildings, the city was a hive of small businesses. There were numerous shops and workshops, cobblers, blacksmiths, potters, fullers who cleaned and processed cloth using urine. You can still see the ruts in the streets, worn by countless chariot wheels, leading to bustling marketplaces. One of the most fascinating glimpses into daily life comes from the preserved food items. Imagine discovering loaves of bread still in the ovens of a bakery, perfectly carbonized, but with their shape intact, ready to be sold that morning. Jars of olives, nuts, and even fish sauce, known as garum, have been found. These culinary insights offer a delicious taste of the ancient Roman diet, showing us what was on their tables. And if you want to know what was really on people's minds, just look at the walls. Graffiti etched on almost every available surface illuminates the social and cultural dynamics of the city. This wasn't just vandalism. It was ancient social media. You'd find political slogans endorsing candidates for office. Vote for Holconius. He's a good man. Declarations of love or insult. I love you, you pig. Advertisements for gladiatorial games. philosophical musings, or even just idle doodles. These scribbles provide an unfiltered, raw insight into the everyday concerns, humor, and passions of the Pompeians, ranging from political statements to deeply personal messages. They tell us that people, despite the passage of 2 millennia, haven't really changed that much. The legacy and significance of Pompeii are immense. It stands as a stark, chilling reminder of the unpredictable and devastating forces of nature. The eruption was not just a historical event, it was a sudden, overwhelming catastrophe that claimed the lives of thousands, burying an entire, vibrant civilization in a matter of hours. But in its destruction, it granted us an extraordinary gift. Pompeii serves as a powerful testament to human ingenuity in building and organizing complex societies, to our resilience in the face of adversity, and ultimately, to our profound vulnerability when confronted by the raw power of the planet. Today, Pompeii is more than just an archaeological site. It's a captivating and deeply moving window into a world lost to time, yet, paradoxically, so vividly present. It challenges us to reflect on our own place in the world, a constant reminder of the fragility of human existence and the cyclical nature of destruction and rebirth. Every artifact, every fresco, every haunting cast tells a story echoing across the centuries, emphasizing the enduring power of history to teach us, to move us, and to connect us to those who came before. It's a place where you can almost feel the presence of its former inhabitants, hear their whispers carried on the wind, and understand that even in the face of ultimate destruction, life finds a way to leave its indelible mark. If you found yourself mesmerized by this journey into Pompeii's past, then you won't want to miss our next dive into ancient mysteries.